the consequence, get the right people working with the right children.
Question number 6, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Mr Speaker, this question is to the Minister of Immigration and asks, what assurances can he give that international criminals will not be entering New Zealand through the China Southern Airlines frequent flyer scheme?
The Honourable Nathan Guy.
Speaker, I'm confident that Immigration New Zealand can manage the scheme well because we have put a number of safeguards in place on top of the normal screening requirements. Visitors must still apply for a visa and meet the good character and health checks. Any criminal conviction is likely to rule someone out. Applicants will have to show proof of having a return ticket to China. It will not be available to anyone who has not travelled overseas before, and this also means the program will be closely monitored and reviewed monthly, and it can be suspended at any time if there are concerns.
Right Honourable Winston Peters.
How can he possibly give that assurance given the serious concerns raised by somebody who might know, the head of Immigration New Zealand's Intelligence, Risk and Integrity Division, that the fast-tracking of China's southern frequent flyers sets, and I quote him, a dangerous precedent, in quotes, because international criminals belong to such clubs?
The Honourable Nathan Guy.
Mr Speaker, as I mentioned in the primary answer, I'm satisfied that Immigration New Zealand have robust processes in place to manage the risks that the member is talking about.
One question.
The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Has he, as Minister, learnt nothing from his department's random recent check of 1,800 student visa applicants recently from China, only to find as much as 15% of them to be fraudulent, still not found yet at this point in time? Has he learned nothing to the extent of that his department is now a tumultuous mess on these matters?
The Honourable Nathan Guy.
I don't agree with the latter part of that question, Mr Speaker.
The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
So he's learnt nothing. Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. Given that the New Zealand Police lists common Asian crime syndicate offences as, quote them, extortion, drug trafficking, identity fraud and people smuggling, end of quotes, why would anyone accept the Minister or his government's assurance that members of Chinese gangs such as triads and other criminal syndicates will not be able to exploit the Southern China Airlines frequent flyer scheme to gain into New Zealand? And that is exactly what the officials are now warning. How can he give that assurance in light of that?
The Honourable Nathan
Mr Speaker, I believe I have given that assurance. Since that internal email was discussed amongst immigration officials, they have advised me they have a very robust system in place, and I'm satisfied with their assurances that this will work as it is intended.
Supplementary question.
Point of order, the Right Honourable Winston Peters. A supplementary question,
Yes.
Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Is it not a fact that Sky City Casino in Auckland has been pushing for this fast-track scheme for years, that their high rollers already operate under these new rules, which means that a casino and a communist government airline have, under his deal with them, now acquired privileges for their customers not available to any other group of people anywhere else in the world?
The Honourable Nathan Guy.
No, I don't agree with those stupid assertions.
Is this a supplementary question?
Mr Speaker, it's not an assertion. I said...
So is it point of order?
Point of order. I'm asking, is it a fact that Sky City Casino has been involved in these negotiations?
Order, but the member then added a view towards the end of the question, and the Minister was responding to that. He disagreed with that. And given the, I guess, fairly provocative language of some of the questions, I guess I can't rule them out from being a bit provocative in an answer. Point of order, the Right Honourable.
Mr Speaker, there was nothing provocative in that question other than the facts. I asked, was Sky City Casino involved with respect to these rules, that the new rules, with their high rollers now taking advantage of these new rules already?
Order.
And there was nothing provocative in a few facts in this House.
Order, actually. Question time is not a time to lodge facts with the House. It's a time to ask questions, and well, for some members it might be, but But the Minister responded to... The member may recollect he made an assertion this was a unique situation in the world, and the Minister disagreed with that. Now, the Minister's entitled to answer, so long as he answers how he sees fit, and it's not up to the Speaker to judge whether his answer is right or wrong. But he did answer the question, but whether it was right or wrong is another matter. Point of order, the Right Honourable Winston.
We've only got five supplementaries in any given day. We've only got 5 supplementary questions in a given day. The Minister put out a press statement yesterday saying that it was not available to any other people in the world.
Look, the House come to order. It's not helpful to... The member knows that's not remotely a point of order. The member's trying to interject debating material into the chamber by way of point of order, and that's totally outside standing orders. Supplementary question, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Is it not a fact that the Minister put out a press statement just yesterday saying that this privilege was only available to China Southern Airlines customers and no one else? And why would anyone put trust in a Minister who seems not to understand that the China Southern Airline casino deal is a recipe for illegal activity, including money laundering, warned off by the Department of Internal Affairs, despite the fact that his department on 6 occasions has fined this airline since 1 July in the last 4.5 months? And what does that say about his undermining of issues of border security?
The Honourable Nathan Guy.
Mr. Speaker, I did bring in July the airline carrier infringement regime that has been extremely successful, because it said to the airlines, you need to make sure that every passenger on board has the correct documentation. There have been over 300 infringements. China Southern Airlines has incurred 8 infringements so far. When you think about the travel, when you think about the travel frequency between China and New Zealand, I consider that to be not too bad when you think about the over 300 infringements that have occurred across the rest of the airline.
Point of order, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Speaker, I seek to table a statement saying the waiver will not be available to non-Chinese nationals or to those who have never travelled overseas before.
Is this a press statement?
It's a Minister's statement.
Yeah, no, we don't table.
Well, yes, we just said it was an assertion.
No, we don't do that. Darian Fenton, supplementary question.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Minister, is the announcement yesterday by China Southern Airlines that it will be bringing 250 travel agents to New Zealand from China in December a payback for the secret deal the Minister has done? And will they qualify for fast tracking under the gold and silver visa deal?
Did the Minister hear the question?
I didn't.
Could I ask the member, please, in the House, a little more quiet for the member to repeat a question so the Minister hears it accurately.
To the Minister.
I thank Darian Fenton.
Is the announcement yesterday by China Southern Airlines that it will be bringing in 250 travel agents to New Zealand from China for an event in December a payback for the secret deal the Minister has done, and will they qualify for fast tracking under his gold and silver visa deal?
The Honourable Nathan Guy.
No, not at all. I refute any allegation of a payback. What I can say, we should be all embracing the fact that 250 high-level travel agents are coming into New Zealand to explore the wonderful opportunities in this country. We should all be embracing that.
Supplementary question, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Was Sky City involved in consultations or negotiations on this arrangement?
The Honourable Nathan Guy.
Mr. Speaker, not as far as I am aware, no.
Question number 7, Chris Hipkins.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my question is to the Associate Minister of Education.